Look at the turnout. I used to fill this place.
I'm told you were one of the most brilliant scholars of your generation. That fair?
Good God, who by?
That night we met at High Table, I was told by Jerome Hogg.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. When I married, rather late in the day, I left Jerome's little coterie of sycophantic young fogies. You're not married, are you?
No.
Best thing I ever did. I bet Jerome told you I did it to prove something. He's never been able to face the fact that I fell in love with Friday at first sight. And I've loved her ever since.
She didn't go with you to Piraeus?
She was halfway through a series.
Did you know Nikos and Maria Kaparis there?
Might be in question.
I'm talking to everyone.
Yes, I knew them. Nikos fed us at bargain prices. Most of the students couldn't afford to go out that much, but when we did, it was usually to the Kaparis tavern. There were some rumors that Nikos might have been spying on us.
Spying? What? He's one of those old boats about to be bought by NATO?
No, by that chap Tuckerman.
Do you mean Nikos and his family were spying for Tuckerman?
I thought they were listening at tables, yeah. Reporting anything useful back. Nothing was ever proved, of course.
How about a drink?
Sorry, ordinary way I'd love to, but Friday's getting dinner. I'm late already. I better ring for a cab.
Haven't you got a car?
It's in for servicing.
Well, I'll give you a lift.
There's no need, really.
Well, no trouble at all.
Where have you been? I nearly rang the union. I was...
Morse gave me a lift home.
I thought it was a taxi.
A vintage Jaguar?
Hardly.
Blame me if he's late.
No, he's not. How was his talk?
I only heard the end.
Are you sure you won't come in for a low-alcohol beer?
Good God, no. There'll be alcohol-free whiskey next. Thanks, but no. Well, good night.
Thanks for bringing him home.
No.
Oh, I've got him. Hey, bring that torch across here.
So they'd ruled out drowning. She'd have gulped a whole load of weed and silt and grit and stuff right down inside and struggled to survive.
Are there any injuries?
Same as her brother. Compression of the spinal cord.
Can they give us a time?
Well, given the fresh water conditions and the warm weather, they reckon she could have been killed within, well, a matter of hours of giving Missy Ogiadis the slip.
She won't be too happy about this.
She won't. Do you think I could let her know, sir? Before she reads it in the paper or sees it on the news?
Break it to her gently. I'll be at the Tuckerman's place.
Mrs. Tuckerman. Morse, CID. I rang early.
He isn't back yet. As I told you, he stayed in town last night.
Perhaps you can help me.
What do you have? G&T? B&S? Or shall I open champagne?
It's a little early for me, thanks. Did your husband tell you we met in his London office?
He never tells me anything much these days. There was a time when I took an interest in his business affairs, but now they've entered the realm of fantasy.
His business affairs?
All his affairs. Businessmen are the world's dreamers, you know. Fantasists, every one.
You seem to live pretty well on it.
Of course, you know he doesn't own a thing. It's either this company or that consortium.
You were married 12 years ago. That was before he ran the Golden Fleece.
Give him his due. He's cheeky. Golden Fleece.
So you must have known Nikos and Maria Kaparis.
Always troubling him. Always stirring it up. Still, I can't help feeling sorry for the girl. What she must be going through. God, what kind of people would do a thing like that?
Not your husband's kind, anyway.
Digger? Steal a baby? Well, he's not remotely interested in kids. Soon as ours could walk, he packed them off to some awful boarding school so that now I scarcely ever see them.
Boys?
2 girls.
I was thinking more of what was done to Nikos.
Digger's violence is all on paper. Or floppy disks. He can't stand the sight of blood.
In fact, no blood was spilled. Has he ever gone in for karate or tai chi?
Not that kind of sport he fancies at all, no. More boardroom and bedroom. You went to that office he rents by the day? Then you saw that girl he rents by the hour. Leggy Laura. He likes to go a few rounds with her.
You went with him to Piraeus, of course.
Athens, mostly. Wining and dining.
He met the Kaparises there again.
I told you. He never tells me anything these days. I try not to see what's going on. I just sit here, day after day, waiting for him to come home.
I think you better not have another drink. You could be your husband's only alibi.
Well, why don't you ask him?
Hello again.
Nice old motor out there. Haven't you given Inspector Morse a drink? He likes a scotch on duty.
Not this early.
It's about Nico's murder again.
And Maria's.
You found her?
This morning, floating in the charwell.
Oh, no.
Drowned?
Killed first, driven there, then thrown into the river.
Poor kid, she was only a
And
poor...
the time of death is anywhere between 5 and 10 on Thursday.
Isn't that the day we met in London?
You could have driven here in an hour, been here when she arrived.
Hang on. You laying this on me?
Not until the post-mortem gives us a precise time of death, but I would like to take your car to forensic. Do you have a car, Mrs. Tuckerman?
Oh, for God's sake, Digger, tell him the truth!
Oh, come on, love.
He didn't come home at all that night, so I can't say where he was. You'll have to ask Legs Laura.
You spent the evening with your secretary?
The evening that lasted until 12 the next day.
We were working on the new presentation in the office.
Till when?
Midnight. Till we got back to her place. Because it looks like I've lost that bloody boat and I've got to save what I can by next week.
Then where were you driving off to like a bat out of hell just after I left?
Oh, to Charlie, yeah, to try and save the whole bloody operation. He's the guy who's supposed to swing it all my way, but someone else got ahead of the game. That's the truth. It was a last-ditch effort to save it. All the money I've spent greasing the right palms, doing the needful. Grease. Good name for that place.
So how do we talk to Charlie? And will Charlie talk for you?
He'd better.
And wasn't Nikos still on your payroll? Wasn't he your man in Piraeus, listening at tables, reporting back?
He was an informant, yes. That's not illegal.
And did he carry on doing it when he went to work in Vasilikis' restaurant?
Well, I needed someone to stand behind him and tip me the wink.
And did he find out more than you wanted? And did he turn to blackmailing you? And did Maria come and follow it up to avenge her brother?
I'm saying nothing more till I've spoken to my solicitor.
I'm sure he'll advise cooperation. Be sure to tell him you're not under arrest.
Who set me up? Was it that smarmy bubble?
I'll see myself out.
Vasilikis. Go and get me a beer. What'd you do that for? Vasilikis! Look, I don't want to talk to the Mother's Help, whatever it is you call yourself. I want Vasilikis.
You can't just push your way
Listen.
here.
Don't be a silly girl. Vasilikis! I want you, I'm gonna have you!
All right, Wendy, come and take the baby.
You the wife? You tell him Digby Tuckerman's here to see him.
Yes, I know who you are. I've seen you arguing with Basilios on television.
He won't win, you know. Not that way. That's a rough old game, but two can play, believe me.
Mr. Tuckerman, would you please leave this house?
Oh, what? You call the police? Chums of yours, are they? I know your old man's here. Vasilikis! Come out, wherever you're hiding! Vasilikis!
What have you said to Tuckerman, sir? We've just had a call. He's broken into Vasilikis'.
Right, come on.
follow us, okay?
Τι θέλεις εδώ? Σταμάτα!
Surprised? Thought you'd got me safely put away till after next week.
Who let you into my house?
Your mates in the police force, was it? Masonic handshakes, all that stuff.
What are you talking about?
Who'd lose most if Nikos and Maria started blabbing? Me. Only another business down the toilet. But all this, the cut-glass wife. So, you shut their mouths for good, didn't you? Only they'll never believe you, did it? So, I've come for you myself.
Basilios?
It's a wonderfully paranoid plot, I'll give you that. The only flaw with it is that at the time of Maria's death, Mr. and Mrs. Vasilakis were at Glyndebourne seeing, what was it?
Rosencavalry.
And there are over 800 people who can prove that he was sound asleep in the front row.
He didn't have to do it himself. He could have put out a contract.
This is not Las Vegas. I am not a Sicilian.
You're a Mediterranean. You all know how to make people disappear. That's how you hang on to all this loot.
Take him to the car.
Well, can't you see, Morse? You've been fooled by all this old money. It's not even his. He married it.
Come.
I'm coming, Wendy.
At least this means there won't be any question of the trireme coming to Britain. A happy ending for you.
I never really was. I'm afraid that chap was out of his class.
His wings came unstuck. I did warn him.
Oh, Morse. I'm glad I caught you. I just want...
Where are you going with that?
Home, sir.
Well, that's police property, Morse. I hope you've signed for it. Anyway, I just wanted to say good work at the Vasilakis place. Could have been a nasty incident. And Tuckerman?
He's been charged, sir.
Ah, good, good.
With forcible entry, with threatening behavior, and with assault. But I don't think he had anything to do with the killings or the baby. That's certainly what he claims, and I must say I believe him.
What about the cars?
Sorry to keep you waiting. Forensic phone just as I was leaving the office. They've been all over Tuckerman's car. And the wife's and the mistress's. Nothing at all. Clean as a whistle.
What are you going to do with those things when you get them home? Catch up on your viewing?
Just an old tape I want to look at.
That's really what's made the whole thing worthwhile. The way the local people treated us. We've been made to feel as though Greece is our second home.
Believed that it actually happened, and it had.
What have I done now?
So you don't think you're going to be free of these nightmares for many years to come?
She get in there.
I'm going to try my best.
Lewis.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Jackie's account of her rape may have been harrowing, but it is not uncommon. There's no easy solution, which is why I'm always urging you to take a course in some kind of self-defense if you possibly can. And now, on a personal note, I'd like to thank all of you who've written to congratulate me on my wedding anniversary. Now, I know compared to some of you, Randall and I are mere beginners, but well, 15 years seems quite a long time to us, doesn't it?
Oh, no, not at all. For me, it's gone in a flash.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Thank you, darling.
Well, we were thinking, weren't we, over breakfast? What were the reasons?
It's Saturday, so it must be Friday.
And we decided that having different jobs had a lot to do with it. And also accepting the fact that our marriage was yet a third job. An ongoing labour of love.
Absolutely.
Which has to be worked at every day. And what we once thought of as the great sadness of our not having children we realize has brought us even closer. Because, well, we've no one else to share our love.